Hi students, welcome to Interview University. You're here because you are trying to interview and you're flopping, or your friends DM this to you because they know you're struggling. First and foremost, 80% of interviews are predictable and you will understand why and how to tackle that by the end of this course. Context, it's Q1, jobs are just coming out, budget was approved, people are probably spending this month putting job descriptions up. Anytime you get the opportunity to interview, they are hoping you are the one. It is like swiping on a dating app. You are hoping that person is the one, even though you're skeptical and that person has to win you over. Interviewing is expensive, it's time consuming, and it's really just a pain. In this course, we will cover the following chapters, which are really all the stages of an interview, and you'll learn what to expect and questions you should ask. Your interview will flop if you lack confidence, if you lack planning, not usually because you lack experience, believe it or not. If you got through the door, they're good with your experience level. Let's start with part one, the application review. When you submit an application, it'll probably go through some form of an ATS system to either vote you up or vote you. If you're applying to an organization with less than 50, 70 people, reach out to the leadership team directly and tell them you applied and pitch yourself. Smaller organizations probably don't have ATS, but you really just need to get your foot in the door at this stage. Here are some practical tips for ATS so you don't get disqualified out based on the way the technology works. Now that that's done, congratulations, you made it to the phone screen. This is usually a recruiter if it's not a hiring manager. In smaller organizations, it might be a hiring manager. When it's a recruiter, that is fantastic because you can use this person to ask as many questions as you want. Their job is to shield those questions from the actual hiring manager who makes the decisions. What's a recruiter looking for? Are you a good background match? Should they be qualifying you out within the salary expectations or the range? Risk is very high at this period. Make sure you turn your video on, you have good lighting, you're speaking directly to them, leading them to the answers that the hiring manager wants to hear. It's often the case that recruiters aren't experts in the fields that they're hiring for. You want to show them that you're an expert and that you will impress their hiring manager. The questions here are what does the typical interview process look like? What's the timing? Who will I be meeting with along the way? And what's the urgency around filling this role? Always send them a thank you note when you're done. Next chapter, we are going to cover the hiring manager, which is probably the most important part of the interview process. So stay tuned. I will try to do one of these. Send them to a friend because 80% of interviews are predictable.